Good evening. Thank you to the City Council and other distinguished VIPs who are here in attendance. Thank you for allowing me another opportunity to present some information about a new relevant hazard that's taking place in our area. As some of you in the audience are aware, the railroad that runs through our community has been stopped to offload petroleum fuel. This process creates some hazards that were not planned on initially and are added, but the local emergency department has to adjust and prepare the community to best protect it from this new hazard. In doing so, previously I presented the information on what the hazard was and how to potentially come to a resolution to provide more protections to the community for the City Council. And now the question is on budget. Being that this item was not addressed in the budget planning for the year, we now have to take actions to get the budget under control and make plans until next year. Community safety and well-being is our #1 priority, but we still have to be responsible with the funds that are taken from the taxpayer dollar. The budget that we're using currently has been approved, reviewed by the City Council, by the Fire Department, and other approving authorities. So the Fire Department is going to take a different approach at making sure there is allocated funds to help provide these safety measures by adjusting some of the expenditures that were planned throughout the year and cutting back in other areas where we feel the department members and the department as a whole can step up and save some money in there. And so the first aspect would be communication. So communication, this year we had planned for $8,000. We do need an increase of 15%, which would be $1,200, and it would raise the budget to $9,200 as seen here. So this raise in communication would be used for reaching out to the community with the new information, what the department learns, what are the steps to take, and it could be done through a public service announcement or methods similar to that, but that's going to be raised and added expense to the borough. The next area that we're going to go is equipment rental. Equipment rental is currently allocated at $12,000. At a 15% raise, or $1,800, would raise it to $13,800. This equipment rental is going to enable the department to get the necessary equipment that they need without allocating the full cost if they were going to purchase it. Instead of having to go out, buy brand new equipment, we're going to reach out to companies that allow rentals or any other departments that may loan us the equipment for a fee. And having this fund would be able to secure that, provide the safety measures, and it would become at a fraction of the cost as it would be for costing new. So how we develop those is through the next raise in the budget, which is training. Training currently is at $800, and we're looking to raise that by 15% for $120 to $920 for the year. This training would be with the department members in conjunction with the railroad authorities or other subject matter experts who are well versed in dealing with emergencies or just preventative measures and safe practices with this type of material. This training then would be involved the department. The department members would then have a better understanding of what to look for, what to do, and then the department members become force multipliers, and it's an added value that now, instead of having a single source for us to go to, we have all of the department members that were involved in this training, and they'll be able to help out. And then that's where the department members will know what equipment to rental and what type of communications need to be put together, and if that communication has relevant and pertinent data on it. So once we have this communication and we need to put out a message to the community, the next area where the budget will be adjusted is going to be in printing. So printing is currently budgeted for $1,300. We're going to raise that as well by 15%, and it's going to raise $195, bringing the total to $1,495. That printing is going to go into handouts, flyers, anything that can be given out to the community that serves as an informative piece. Individuals can keep, can reference to, can have this quick guide on what to do if impacted by the emergency. This also lets them be aware of the potential hazard that is now existing in their area. Previously, individuals used to the way in life didn't have to think or plan about this threat, and so it's new to them. Having this information available can make them aware, and again, keeping people out of the potential incident resolves the department having to even be involved if no one is at risk. But to get this message out, that brings us to our final item that must be raised in order to achieve this, and this is postage. So postage is allocated for $2,400, and it's going to be a 15% raise of $360, and so the total for the year will be $2,760. So this would be mailers, all this information that we have now printed, that we have sent individuals to the training to learn, to become subject matter experts, to become proficient in. Now this information has to get out to the public. So beyond our responders just going out, handing them out door to door, which is a very labor intensive or man-hour intensive process, we can print and send it to these individuals. We can also print it in different languages as well. So our firefighters may not be Spanish speaking, but the print can have it, and we can identify those through information throughout the community, and with that postage be able to deliver it to the appropriate avenue. And so with the total, the $1,200, it brings the $1,200, the $120, $195, $360, $1,800 brings a grand total to $3,675 that we're going to have to raise the budget from. So, in order to maintain this year's fiscal budget, we're going to have to make cuts in other areas. So, the department has looked at two specific areas where minor cuts can be made, but it can have a drastic effect and have a good outcome. The first area and the most significant change is going to be a cut in the professional and special services. It is allocated this year for $42,000. There are $12,000 in encumbrances. That leaves $33,000. Out of this $33,000, 10% is going to be cut, and that's going to drop the spending to $29,700, a savings of $3,300. This savings takes up a majority of the adjustments that put us in the red, and that's why it was labeled as so, and this is in the green, which is money saved. Now, these professional and special services may be if the fire department has a company come through to do the floor waxing. Firefighters are willing to take on this additional burden and responsibility to take the initiative, get it done in-house, and save money there. And also, if we have to put off a project, if repainting the fire station has to be held off to the next year, the firefighters are willing to make that sacrifice and able to enable the community to be safe. The next area that is going to be cut is the general expense, which is listed out for the year for $3,500, and a 10.7% cut is going to gain the borough $375. And this $375 drops the spending to $3,125. This $375 then brings us to our total of $3,675 with the $3,300 that was already cut from this professional and special services. And now our spending, our additional increase in spending, seen here in red, is $3,675. All of the cuts that the department is going to make is going to save $3,675. This equals a net zero across any changes into the budget. The budget will be unaffected for this year. Interdepartment, there will be changes, but to the taxpayers, to the city council, nothing will change. And the department will continue to emphasize and take measures similar to this to ensure that we're being responsible and while still providing the best service available. I hope this answers any questions that any members of the council may have. If not, I will be available after the meeting to address in more detail. Thank you and have a good night.